Coming into the 2025-26 season, there were certain players everyone thought would go on to dominate just like they always do. And while some of them have been doing exactly that, there are some who seem to be really struggling for one reason or another. Those are the guys we want to talk about today. These are 10 players nobody expected to be having an awful season. We'll start with Julian Alvarez. The Argentinian has been one of the best forwards in Europe for some years now, but this season has not been one of his better ones. He moved to Atlético Madrid in 2024 and quickly became one of their most important players, finishing last season with 37 goal involvements for the Spanish club. We all thought he would do even better this season, but that has not been the case. The former City man actually started the season well, producing 9 goal contributions in his first 11 La Liga games, including 2 goals in the derby against Real Madrid. But since November, he has been drawing blanks. Alvarez has not scored a single league goal since November last year. That's now 11 games without a La Liga goal for the World Cup winner. For a striker, that's just awful. We also didn't expect Kvicha Kvaratskhelia to be struggling this season, but he absolutely has. He is a very talented player who always knows how to create and score goals, but this season he has not been doing that often enough. He has scored just 3 goals and provided 3 assists in the League One this season, which is pretty poor by his standards. But when you dig deeper, it looks even worse. His first league goal of the season didn't come until November, marking a pretty lengthy barren spell. And right now, you could say he's on another dry spell as he has managed just 1 goal across all competitions this year. The Georgian is really struggling. Another winger who has been struggling is Bukayo Saka, and we certainly didn't expect that to be the case. The Englishman is usually very prolific, but we're yet to see that version of him this season. He has managed only 3 non-penalty goals in the Premier League this season, with the last one coming back in November. As of this moment, Saka has failed to find the back of the net in his last 14 appearances for Arsenal across all competitions. It's actually pretty shocking to hear stuff like this, because one would have thought that the year Arsenal actually win the Premier League, it would be Saka who carries them over the line. But so far, that has not been the case. There are a couple more England internationals on this list. Do you know who we're referring to here? Take a guess in the comments, we'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Now, back to the video. Let's talk about Rodrygo. He's a highly rated player and many people will tell you he's world class. He knows how to pop up with important goals every now and then, but this season has been really awful for him. He has managed just 3 goals in 26 appearances across all competitions for Real Madrid. In fact, one could say that he has been so bad that his place at the World Cup this summer might be under threat. The Brazilian has scored just 1 league goal this season, but before then, he had already broken a very unwanted record, becoming the attacker with the longest scoreless run in Real Madrid's history. His reduced minutes and poor form in front of goal combined to make this a truly horrible campaign for the 25-year-old forward, and we'll be honest, we never saw this one coming. And it might shock some fans to see Vinny Jr on this list, but by his standards, he is having a truly shocking season. This is a guy who was arguably the best player in the world just a couple years back, but he has just 1 goal in his last 14 La Liga appearances and just 3 in his last 23 appearances across all competitions. A lot of it was down to his relationship with Xabi Alonso. It was clear that those two didn't see eye to eye, and Vinny was not his happiest under him. And with top players like this, they have to be happy, comfortable and confident for them to be at their best. After Alonso was replaced by Arbeloa, Vinny went on to produce a man-of-the-match performance against AS Monaco in the Champions League, where he scored a goal and produced 2 assists. So maybe his form will improve under the new coach, but so far it has been awful. Now, remember we said there are a couple more England internationals on this list, one of them Cole Palmer. He is a top player who has shown that he knows how to get goals and assists in any situation, but this season he has struggled so much. He has managed just 3 non-penalty goals across all competitions this season, which is a far cry from what we expect from Chelsea's number 10. Of course, most of his woes are down to injuries, but even then, 3 open play goals in 16 appearances across all competitions is not good enough for a player who's regarded as one of the best in the world.
By the way, quick pause. If you're watching this and you're even slightly stressed about Valentine's gifts, don't be. We've got ya. If your partner supports your club or just survives match days with you and still sticks around, that is love. So this Valentine's Day, skip the boring gifts. Go to goal90.shop and use code VALENTINE14 for 14% off plus free shipping worldwide on jerseys, phone cases and football accessories. Get something for your partner, match with them if you want, or honestly, just treat yourself. Self-love counts too. Alright, back to the video.
Another England international who's having a terrible season right now is Phil Foden. He was pretty unimpressive last season and everyone thought this would be his bounce-back campaign. With De Bruyne having left in the summer, it was now his team. We thought he would step up and carry the team on his back, but that's not what we've seen so far. The City man scored just 1 goal in his first 10 Premier League appearances, then had a purple patch when he scored 6 goals in 4 Premier League games. But since then, he has failed to score a single goal or even provide an assist in 12 appearances across all competitions. It has gotten so bad that Foden has now lost his place in City's starting 11. He was taken off at halftime in the loss to United and did not start the games against Wolves and Spurs. There's one more England international on this list, but before we talk about him, let's first talk about Alexander Isak. He was the highest scoring striker in the Premier League last season, so of course everyone expected him to tear things apart this season, especially after having moved to the Premier League champions for a record fee in the summer. But what we've seen from him so far has been an absolute shocker. He has managed just 3 goals across all competitions for Liverpool this season, and it took him until November to get his first in the Premier League. You could have given us 10 guesses and we would not have guessed that this was how Isak's season would go. Yeah, you can blame most of this on his injuries and lack of a proper preseason, but even then, it's still very shocking. 3 goals in 16 appearances for a player who was regarded by many as the best centre-forward in the league. Nah, absolutely nobody expected this for sure. Another Sweden international who has been shockingly awful this season is Anthony Elanga. He was the player with the 3rd most assists in the Premier League last season while playing for Nottingham Forest. Having moved up to Newcastle in a £55 million transfer in the summer, we all thought he would continue in that form at his new club, but that has not been the case. His first goal for the club didn't come until his 32nd appearance. Add that to the 2 assists he has had across all competitions, it is a pretty unimpressive return all round. For an attacker who cost the club that much, this is awful. Surely nobody could have predicted this. Elanga began the season as a starter, but his form got so poor that he was relegated to the bench by Eddie Howe, and so far, he has only started 8 Premier League games for the Magpies. We'll now wrap up this video with Eberechi Eze. His talent is not in doubt. We saw what he did at Crystal Palace for years, and when he got his dream move to Arsenal in the summer, everyone expected it to be up, and away for him from there. But this is turning out to be the worst individual season he has ever had. Apart from the North London derby where he scored a hat-trick, Eze has really struggled in an Arsenal shirt. In fact, that game back in November was the last time he found the back of the net. That's now 14 games without a goal for the 27-year-old. On top of that, it seems like he's not even one of the coach's favourites, having not started a single Premier League game this year. When he moved to Arsenal last summer, everyone expected Eze to be the difference maker, but that has not been the reality at all. Now, are there more players you didn't expect to be having an awful season right now? Drop their names in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.